Yeah, I thought we really set the tone in the first quarter. That was really a big part of my message and our staff's message over the last couple of days, but especially today, knowing that this is the start of a brand new season, even though we're going back to non-conference play, just feels like you want to start this whole thing 0-0 and you got to just set the tone right away. And I was really happy with our effort in the first quarter. I thought we clamped down defensively and just clearly made everything really hard, but we rebounded really well. And that's been a big emphasis for us, is to win the rebounding battle. And I think that we started the game that way. It was really important for us.
Yeah. Player-wise, how are you physically, and how taxing is it to play so many games in so many days like that, and then travel and all that, and get ready for this game?
Yeah, I think it's a good test for us. I mean, it's a lot of stress on your body, but I think the depth of our bench makes a big difference, and just taking care of yourself and, like, when you're in, just playing as hard as you can and trusting that other people are going to be able to take minutes.
How big of a test do you think this Saturday game is? Obviously another top team in the horizon on the road. Is this going to be a good test to see where you guys are among the better teams in this conference?
Yeah, I think that's a great way, or a second game for our conference schedule is really good, just to test us and see where we land. And I think, like, bringing intensity to that game is going to be really important.
Mm-hmm. Kayla, we were talking after the 0-2 start and just where you guys were at now that you've basically won every game since then. How has this team rebounded, and where is this team at right now going into December here?
Yeah, well, we've seen a lot of growth, and we knew that at least in these first 10 games or so, we were going to have to work through a lot of things and figure out a lot about ourselves. And we talked about this before, but just because we have a lot of the same personnel doesn't mean it's the same team. And I feel like we figured a lot of things out, and from the staff to the players to our cohesiveness. We're figuring a lot of things out, and things are moving smoothly. And different people have stepped up. Like, I was really excited about how Marty played tonight. And she's continued to be really consistent for us. And she spoke about the depth. I think we're realizing, especially in a tournament like last weekend and 3 games in 3 days, how important that depth really is. And that we can be excited because it can be anybody's night. And with that type of depth, somebody can go off and be a leading scorer and then barely score the next day, and you find another way to win. So I'm happy with where we're at. We're making strides. You're never satisfied, but we talked afterwards about putting teams away a little bit more, and that's an area for growth for us. I think we feel really good after the first quarter, and then we go and lose the second quarter, and so we've got to find a way to clamp down for longer stretches, especially as we go into conference play.
You see this team every day. When I look at the stats amongst the entire nation defensively, GB's really low compared to where it usually is by the end of the season, in the 200s for points allowed and field goal. Are those numbers misleading, or are there multiple levels that this defense can still get to by the end of the season?
I think you really have to consider the type of competition we've been playing. I think that's why it is a little misleading. And we have faced some really good teams. We actually celebrated our defense big time in Puerto Rico because there were not a lot of teams shooting it well down there at all. And so it really came down to our defense. And we held 2 of those teams to their second lowest point total all season and 1 to their lowest point total all season. It was the reason why we went 2-1 in the tournament. So we've been really pushing on that. And I think even a team like this, I mean, to hold them to 56 is our defense is doing the job. I mean, look at the first quarter, right? Just knowing the scout and the game plan, like, I've been really impressed by this group's ability to take that and put it in, apply it, and to really lock in on the game plan. I think it's been one of the most impressive things about the team. So we'll continue to push on it, as we want that to be our identity. And I think we're off to a good start. I think, like you said, I think that number's a little bit skewed at this point.
Big game on Saturday. What do you think the status of Natalie is going to be for that one?
Yeah, I don't know yet. We have to take it day by day. So we knew we weren't going to have her for tonight, and then it was we still were unsure about Saturday. We're hopeful, but we just have to see, and we have to be smart about it. So but it's a good team. So we're gonna need everybody.
Classified as a lower body injury then?
Yeah.
And so this is not hey, we're worried about this being multiple weeks or anything. This is more day-to-day.
I don't think so. It's a little bit more short term.
Okay. And curious, and this is more of a knock on wood thing, but last year this team was really healthy, other than Natalie missing 1 game. Every starter started the entire game. But they've also been snake bitten in the past. Is that just luck, or are there things as a coaching staff you can do to try to keep a team healthy, or sometimes is a bone going to break, or a labrum going to tear?
Yeah, I mean, if there was a way to do it, I mean, and to find the way, we would all be buying into it. And I think you have to do the best you can with. We've put a heavier emphasis on, because of having a veteran team and bodies that have been playing college basketball for 5 and 6 years, of heavier emphasis on getting in the training room and really taking care of yourself, and the way that we travel and the way we do rehab. Like we try to put as much emphasis and control on it as we can. And then there's always those things that just happen. So it's a little bit of both.